Hi everyone, I'm Kayleen Pendarvis, and today we have an action thriller that we are going to review. Now the title is called Less of the Same, and the author's name is C.G. Johnson. Hi CG. So the first thing I want to do here is I want to show you this cover. Now this is a very unique cover. There's a lot going on here and I can't wait to go over this with you guys. I love this cover here. It's so symbolic and it was well thought of, and so I'm just blown away. Okay, I got to go through each one of these. Okay, now the first thing I'm gonna say here is you say, okay, well Kim, how come you didn't get this part? I didn't get this part, okay, until I looked at it a couple of times. I'm sorry, but I thought that these were like teardrops, raindrops. Okay, so it took a second for me, and probably some of you guys to say you can instantly get this. This is a brass, looks like a brass knuckle. Okay, there's a brass knuckle here, and we have a corkscrew. I saw the connection eventually right here. All right, and it was actually connecting to the earth. It's stabbing the earth, and the earth is bleeding. Okay, and then we have these wonderful teardrops that have individual stories. So the first teardrop is, we have a baby that's crying. So I would initially think that this is one of the babies because there were some babies in the book that were found in the rubble. So the author could have either been speaking about more or less babies that were just in general during this war time, because the book is about war, or this could have been actually one of the children that was actually found under the rubble. So I would assume here that this is one of those kids. Then we have a boat that's burning. We have a plane that's flying overhead. We have also some people. Now this is actually my favorite teardrop, because just in this teardrop right here, where we have the people who are just kind of walking about, going on their daily lives over in this city that seems to be safe, this right here is what most of us would like to see on our day-to-day. Okay, then we have this letter. Now this letter here, this was symbolic as well, because to me it's kind of like an action plan, I guess, if you will. So you're dropping this letter inside of a box. Somebody's going to get it. You want this letter to be read. Through all of this, whatever's in this letter, the contents need to be read in order for this earth to stop bleeding. Or it could be the other way around. It could be some type of negative communication about how we want the earth to bleed some more, whoever's getting this notification. But these teardrops here, or blood splatlets, are definitely they have a lot going on in the story. Now also here, now going back to the brass knuckles, so we have within the brass knuckles there's some flags. I actually did my homework here, and so I actually looked to see what there's two flags that I didn't know. Okay, but I knew here, well, starting at the top, the first one here is the one I discovered is the flag of Russia, and then you have the second flag, which is the flag of the US. We have Great Britain, and then we have the flag of China. So I'm just gonna hold that up a little bit closely here so you can see that. Now over top, you can see that there are some rains or planes going across, and so on and so forth. So wow, wow, and more wow. This book cover, very great job on this. Very great job indeed, CG. Now the back of the book, we have a professional picture of CG. So just to read this here, so he wants us to know that this book is an adventure story. It follows a mixed group of people who meet while attempting to escape from the ravages of war. Their exciting journey through many countries manages to be of help to more than just themselves, and what I hope you will find to be the most original adventures you will ever read. And that is an understatement. If Donald Trump and Brexit were a shock to you, The story you are about to read here will surely get you thinking about the way we approach politics and the way it approaches us. So we were really to actually get that from these pages. Now, I will say this here. We have some protagonists in the book. Now, I will say here there's about 7 or 8 protagonists in the book that are present, and the author juggles all of their personalities. He became the characters, and that's hard to do with each of them having varied behaviors, and each of them, you know, these behaviors don't conflict. So very good CG on that one, and that was unique to me. And I was wondering, how is the author going to do this without the readers being confused at any point in time? Sometimes we get confused when there are multiple people in a situation. I was never lost. So great accomplishment on that one. The characters that we have Michael, who's kind of like this good husband. He's very gentle to his wife. He's that good guy. And then we have Joan. She's a good wife. She's a smart woman. And both of them have studied in medicine, and so they're just really smart and all of that. And then we have Jack, and he's innately good. He's just that good guy, good spirited gentleman. And we have Ali. He's mysterious, and there's been a few times where I question, actually, I'm sorry, I never trusted him, but yeah, he's mysterious but likable. And then we have Ellie and Mike. They both work for the UN. And then, of course, we have the 2 infant babies that were found under some rubble that I mentioned earlier. So my first 10 pages and my thoughts. So the author is very descriptive, and I want to say here, and just to show you, there's a lot of words on these pages. Okay, this is the layout, and just chock full of that. Words. We love words. All right, so very descriptive on that. And I love the imagery. I love the dialogue. The dialogue was extremely believable. Seeing very little to no grammatical errors, that's a plus. Now, instantly feel sad, and I want to go into that part here. Now, I instantly feel sad. I'm set that down. What's going on now, guys? This author had you jump directly from where you are. I don't care if you're drinking coffee. I don't care if you're sitting in front of a fire enjoying the warmth. You are jumping straight into a war-torn area at the very beginning and throughout, to the point where you actually feel like you are there. And you feel the struggle, you feel the sadness, you feel the energy, the desperation for liberation, just in the initial discovery of the kids being found under the rubble, which I questioned whether or not they were going to find any children even alive when they were digging through that. But they found the children under the rubble, and you get it. You know what time it is. It's wartime. They were struggling and even afraid to be inside of buildings, because there was no guarantee that this building would not be bombed or even attacked by someone, or you just would be someone just run in and you just think that it's over at this point. So just in the first 10 pages, you get all of that. There was no doubt that I wasn't going to read this entire book. Okay, some highlights, some other things that I actually thought were great. Now, the mere words do no justice. Overall, this book was great. The imagery was very vivid, colorful. The visible surroundings, the setting was explosively detailed, and it just feels like you are there with the characters. You're initially following behind them as they walk forward. The author shows you their line of sight, and each of these people he's stringing along like he's a puppet master. He has total control of the surroundings, and you benefit well from it. The dialogue, it's believable, as if you are actually having a two-way street conversation with someone, and there was no question that anything was forced. Even it matched the characters' personalities as well. Now, I'm immersed in this culture of the Middle East, and I'm learning a lot about how during